Colton Ales, welcome to the Partially Cooked podcast. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thanks for being here, man. We appreciate the hell out of it. For anybody watching this show.
Thanks for having me.
No problem, man. For anybody watching this show for the very first time, what this show is every month we bring on 5 comedians and we interview them, get to know about them. That way, at the end of the month, they can all get together and compete for a roast battle. We got a big wrestling belt we give away that's a lot of fun for the comics to fight over. And this whole podcast is not only so that the crowd can get to know the comedians, but also so that other comedians can get to know them. Because oftentimes you're roasting somebody you've never met before. Right. And so we've got a list of questions.
Need ammo.
Yeah, you need some ammo, man. So we got a list of questions we're going to go over here to try to break it down for you. First category that we're going to talk about is your stand-up career. Colton, how long have you been doing stand-up?
I'm coming up on 2 years now. 2 years in July. Taking it seriously and actually doing shows and stuff.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Pretty funny for 2 years in, man. Yeah, I gotta say, I thought you were at least 4 or 5 years in.
Yeah, Memphis is really.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Some good new comics, like right out the bat. You and Brian are both like 1 and 2 years in. That's impressive.
So
yeah,
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I've kind of always loved stand up, and there was probably a time like 10 years ago or so that I was living in LA, and I fucked around at some open mics, so I'd kind of done some stuff before, but now really taking it serious.
Hell yeah! In your 2 years of doing stand up, what is the strangest gig you've gotten so far?
Oh, this is a fun one. A female comedian here in Memphis named Keely Allison. She asked me to do a show in Water Valley, Mississippi, which is in like bumfuck nowhere, basically. And we drove down there, and the address for the venue, we get out and walk up to it, and it's like an antique furniture store. And so we go in, they let us in, and the person like doing the show is head of like this improv group in Oxford for like Ole Miss or whatever. And it ends up just being the improv group and us there and like 2 of their friends.
Oh,
so they like go up and do like improv and shit. And then they just put me and Keely up for like them and their 2 friends while they're just sitting on like old couches and stuff. And yeah, it actually ended up kind of being fun because they were into it for I guess whatever it was, but it was definitely a weird one.
Yeah, that's got to be strange, man. Especially because if we're improv, you've got to be a special friend if you're going to be friends with an improv guy or improv gal to go watch their improv shows. Yeah. But to have improv comedians book stand up and bring like 2 of their improv friends, like that's an awkward show, man.
Yeah, if the only people in the audience are the comics, so like essentially, right? Like it was the improv group got up, performed. You waited for them, and then you and the other comic got to perform, and the improv group watched you guys.
Yes. Yes.
All right, we have anyone. What do you do for a living?
Yeah, that was pretty much it. And I wasn't like very far into stand up at the time, so she was like, "It pays $40," and I was like, "Hell yeah, let's do it!" Like,
I mean, $40 is $40. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah,
I respect it. All right, Colton, this is going to be kind of in the same vein. In your 2 years of doing stand-up, what's the worst bomb you've ever had?
I went to it's at Urban Consequences here in Memphis, which is a weird name for a bar.
Urban Consequences.
That's what my dad told me I was going to get when I moved to Memphis. But it's like it's a clean mic, and I don't know. I went there and just I was like trying to do my stuff, but like just not curse or whatever. But they just didn't really like it. Actually, you know what? I did a clean show. It was at this place called Eggs Up Grill, and it's like a brunch spot, and it was like the weekend of Barbecue Fest, and there weren't very many people that had come. So the producer like got his church friends to come, and I bombed super fucking hard in front of it's on YouTube. Like you can find it's like the one thing that you can find on YouTube of my stand up, and I didn't want the guy to post it like either.
Oh, was that the one where Richard Douglas Jones is hosting?
Yes.
I watched some of that today. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's bad. Like I was like not very far into comedy and just like taking whatever anybody was like, do you want to do the show? And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. I don't have clean material, but I'll do it.
Yeah.
And they just weren't like, because like everybody on that show bombed. Like it was hilarious. Like even like Richard like bombed in front of these people. So they just like weren't into stand up, but they came.
Oh man. I mean, we've all had shows like that. We've all been there.
I mean, a brunch show. You're kind of. It sounds like you surprised them. Like it sounds like they.
Well, it wasn't during the day. Like they had it at night, but it still was just like in a brunch restaurant.
Did they know they were going to see comedy, like the audience?
Yes, yeah, they bought tickets. They had bought tickets. It was just they were church group people, and they told them it was going to be a clean show or whatever. And I have a bit that's like about my dad like finding weed in my car and stuff, and the guy that like hosted and like produced the show goes on like this long like monologue before the show starts about how he gotten sober and clean and everything. And I was like, well, there goes my best bit. Like I'm not doing that one.
See, shows like that, sometimes you just gotta lean in. Like, fuck it, I'm doing the weed bit. I'm doing the
right.
Yeah.
Colton, what do you think to this point so far is the lamest joke you've ever written?
It's probably the first joke that I did on that eggs up thing. I was like,
that's a good answer.
I was like, I know that there was a comedian that performed at this last show and he did a bunch of egg puns and like everybody loved it. I was like, but I was gonna do that myself, but I don't want to steal, an idea from another comedian. I don't want to be an eggs Benedict Arnold.
Yeah, that's how that set opens.
It's pretty terrible.
It's gonna end every time is me going shit.
Yeah, we've all written really, really lame. I wrote one of the lamest jokes I've ever written today.
Oh yeah,
nice. I said, having a buddy that knows where a like sleazy massage parlor is really comes in handy. See,
I like that.
None of us are above writing lame jokes. So
you gotta write the lame ones to get the good ones,
right? Right. So to wrap up this portion where we're talking about stand up and talking about your career, who do you think the most influential comedian is on you personally?
For me, definitely it's probably two. Like Bernie Mac is big. I love Bernie Mac show, Kings of Comedy, like all that stuff. He was one of the goats for me. And then probably Dane Cook. I really liked him. Like
that's one we haven't.
It's kind of
like
I think I said Dane Cook actually. Dane Cook is one on mine. Yeah, that's a good.
I was like a freshman in high school when he got really big, so I was like probably the target demographic basically.
Yeah. Dane Cook did a lot for stand up as far as like marketing yourself, making it to where it could be more of like a punk rock scene where, he was, dude, I'm sure I've talked about this on the podcast before, but he used to put his MP3s of his stand-up on like Kazaa and Napster MP3 downloading websites, but he would tag other bands. So when you downloaded like Metallica or AC/DC or whatever, you would get Dane Cook.
That's
smart.
Yeah, dude. And then at the end of it would be like DaneCook.com, and then you'd go and see the rest of his bits, his YouTube, or his like this is before YouTube, his Comedy Central stuff. It was crazy.
Yeah, he's like Nickelback for me. Now like everybody acts like they didn't like them or nobody did, and I'm like, well, somebody was buying all those albums. Like right. Somebody was buying all the tickets to those shows. Like,
I mean, it
didn't age well or whatever, but
right. I wasn't at these clubs, but you listen to podcasts where people were talking about around that time across the country, so many people were becoming just Dane Cook on stage. It was just more, it's like copies of Dane Cook all over the country. It's like,
yeah, because he just like perfected not really having like a lot of punchlines and stuff, just being an over the top character.
Right.
People were like, I can go on stage and act like that.
Oh man, I sure identify with that a lot.
So moving on from comedy, what outside of comedy, what pays the bills for you?
Well, that's funny. Right now I'm unemployed. I'm on
comedian.
I'm on unemployment. I'm looking for jobs right now. But before I worked for a mortgage company, did like lame, loan application stuff and helping people with that.
So you're the reason I can't buy a house.
Yeah, you definitely look like somebody we would deny.
I walk in, they're like, get the fuck out of here.
Like, no, this guy's.
So what's the worst job you've ever had that you've either been fired from or quit?
Worst. So when I was in high school, my dad was real big about like not being lazy in the summer and stuff, like having a summer job and shit. And he got me a job at the local high school, and I was working with like the maintenance crew, just like waxing all the floors and my job was I had to move all the desks out of the rooms before they waxed the floor, which wasn't that bad. But then after they wax the floor, you have to move them back in. And like when you're moving them out, you can just drag them out, throw them around, whatever. But after the floor's been waxed, you got to like place the desks like back everywhere. And it was just a shitty job. And I ended up quitting, but I quit after I tried to commit time clock fraud. Cause like the maintenance dudes would leave for like 2 and 3 hour lunches and stuff. It was just like, if you were like getting the work done or whatever, like there wasn't really like the supervisor didn't really care that much. So like I would go on the long lunch breaks and shit, but then I would still just like put down that I took like a 30-minute lunch and shit. Mm-hmm. And I remember I got a paycheck and it was like correct. Like it didn't have like all of the bullshit hours that I put on it and stuff. And I was like, hey, I think my check was wrong. And my supervisor was like, nah, I'm pretty sure it's right. Like, don't, let's not push the envelope here. Like, I know what you're doing. Right. I was like, all right, well, I just fucking quit then. I don't want to do this, especially if you're not going to pay me for fake lunches.
How old were you when this happened?
I was like 16, 17. Gotcha. I did it like one summer legitimately, but like the next summer I didn't want to do it again. So that was the summer that I bullshitted it.
Yeah. What do you think the biggest lie you've ever put on your resume is?
I put like a lot of, I don't know if it's like a big lies, but just like lots of, I guess I put that I have an associate's degree when I really don't.
Nice.
I went to junior college for 2 years, but I like didn't complete like all the hours requirements and stuff. And then I went to Memphis for like a year and a half. So, but I didn't like complete anything. Gotcha. So I guess putting an associate's degree, but also just lots of little lies, just embellishing all kinds of whatever I actually did, just making it sound a little bit better.
That's fair. Hey,
higher volume. Like if we did like 10 loans a month, I'll be like, I've worked on 50 to 75 loans per month, Yeah. High volume.
I saved a lady from losing her house.
Yeah.
Who do you think?
All those good things.
Who is the weirdest coworker you've ever had to work with?
The weirdest coworker. I worked with Bush. Bush is my cousin. He worked with me at the mall. No, I'm just kidding. He's a good guy.
For those of you watching, we're not talking about George W. Bush here. We're talking about Ryan Bush, comedian from Memphis.
Ryan W. Bush.
For a second,
his middle initial is W too.
I was like, my brother in Christ, you work with George W. Bush?
That's what I thought too. That's where my brain went.
At a panini press shop?
No. I had like a bunch of weird employees that I worked with when I worked at the mall. I worked at a record store called FYE. And that attracted lots of like weird people. Mm-hmm. There was a chick that just was like getting drunk at work and like giving people like wrong change and stuff. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, I'm just getting confused. And then just like weird, like nerdy dudes that were like too into, they really just like wanted to talk about anime. And it's just like, that's not really what the job is, dude. Like, I need you to go stock these shelves. Like, stop talking to people on the anime aisle.
Hey, I'm just trying to help make sales. Okay, gosh.
It's like they're definitely gonna buy it. Like they don't need you to sell it. Like, hey, have you seen Naruto? Like, no, if they're gonna buy it.
Have you seen my body pillow that I have at home? There's a picture of her. I love her.
What is the juiciest rumor you've ever heard at work? One of the bosses that's still working at the mall, I had a female boss at the time, and the rumor about her was that at one of the big like conferences where like all the different like district managers and stuff go to, that she let like 5 district manager dudes like run a train on her in the hotel. Got like super drunk.
Of a record store?
Yeah, of a record store. And she was kind of hot. She was kind of milfy. So it was kind of scandalous, Wow. She also had like a reputation, I guess, of like banging younger associates that worked there. But I was like, no, I'm not getting involved in that.
That's fair.
And
I don't think she was into me either.
To round out these job questions, what do you think is what's the most ridiculous thing a boss has ever asked you to do?
Most ridiculous thing a boss has ever asked me to do. I don't know. I've never really been asked to do anything too ridiculous. Just kind of always had like normal jobs. Never had anybody. They didn't ask me to do it, but the people that I worked for in LA, there was they were basically slumlords. Like they owned these like apartment buildings that were like Section 8 renters and stuff. And they needed to do like this earthquake like reinforcement of like all the garages where the cars were. And you need a permit to do that. And it was like taking too long, I guess. Like they had the like people ready to like do it and everything, and they wanted to get it done. And so they like knew this alderman, and they have her like come down to the office one day, and I'm just sitting there working, and she's like, yeah, it's basically going to be like $10,000, and then I can talk to so and so, and like we can get you the permit. And my bosses were like, okay, and they like gave her the money and shit, and then like a week later the permit came, and I was like, wow, that was kind of corruption just right in front of me. Yeah, that's cool.
You just had to witness that. It's not like
yeah, I witnessed it, so I guess it was just like implicitly of like, don't say shit about this. So
Colton, how old are you?
I'm 35. I just turned 35 in January.
Okay, that fits well with this next one. What do you think is the dumbest thing you've ever done in your 20s?
Oh man, I was hoping you guys asked me this when I'd watch some of the other episodes. Copious amounts of gambling.
What?
You're a gambling addict?
Yeah, I definitely was a degenerate gambler, like when I was like in my mid 20s, because I was living in LA, and there was probably like a 3-month stretch where like every weekend I was like driving to Vegas, and I was like a comped player, and like would just play shit tons of hours of poker like all weekend, and just like gamble on football. Nice. Until I like hit rock bottom and like lost a shit ton of money in like one weekend, and just like had to look in the mirror and was like, you have a gambling problem. Because I'd always see those commercials like, if you have a gambling problem, call this or call that. And I was like, how do you you just don't spend money that you don't have and shit. Like, but then when you think that the Patriots -9.5 on Sunday is a lock, like, and then they fucking blow it.
Oh, so what's the most you ever lost in one sitting or one weekend?
That weekend where I hit rock bottom, I lost like $5,000.
Whew, I'd be upset.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, I lost like a lot playing playing poker, like, and I'd lost like a lot the day before, like gambling on like college football and shit. And I had like $650 left. And I was like, I'm putting that all on the Patriots. Like, it's Sunday Night Football. Like, it was like the height of Tom Brady and shit. I was like, they're gonna win, and they were like covering the whole game. And then Andrew Luck at the end of the game with like no time left, like they're down like 10 or 11 or something, and they just drive down and like score a meaningless touchdown with no time left just to, you know, beat the spread. and it was just like, I was so pissed. And I remember, like, I can vividly remember this. The whole place, like, I was in the sports book of one of the big like casinos on the Strip, and like the whole place is in on the Patriots, you know, like everybody's bet, like the, you know, the smart money is on the Patriots. And that touchdown happens, and like you can just hear a pin drop in this play, like everybody's just lost their fucking ass, and this one dude like off to the side is just like screaming and just like, yeah. And I just like, I wanted to murder that guy. Like, he's just like, fucking Andrew Luck. I've never wanted to murder somebody more than that guy.
That's so fucking funny.
Oh, that's great.
And then I had to drive 4 hours back to Los Angeles with like $70. Like, I was just done. And I'd come down there thinking like I was going to like run it up to like 20, 25, you know, something crazy, like, cause I'd been like doing good. Like, and I was like, this is the weekend. Like, we go big, like, and, you know, really go crazy. And it just, fucked up.
Oh, well, thanks for sharing that, man.
Disappointment.
Yeah. That's brutal.
I mean, that may play.
Yeah. And wait, what?
I was going to say, go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say, like, and now, yeah, I still like gamble some now, but just never like, I've never like, again, like those like kind of amounts. Like, I just, you know, I learned my lesson.
Yeah.
You know, it takes one.
Just fun amounts.
Yeah.
Little ones. Yeah. Well, that kind of goes into our next question, which is, what's the dumbest purchase you've ever made? Was it $600 on the Patriots?
Dude, yeah, probably. Yeah, that's like, because when you gamble, or at least like for me, I would be like really cheap about other stuff, but then like it was nothing for me to like call $75 pre-flop with like ace king or something, you know, like, but I'd be like, oh fuck, like $100 for like sunglasses or something. Like, no, like, you know,
that makes sense.
So yeah, probably still the gambling.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that. Well, this moves us into our next topic, which I think is going to be a lot of fun. We've got some politics questions to ask you.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. First of all, right off the bat, what is your most bigoted opinion? I was hoping you guys were gonna ask me this one too. That gay guys choose to talk that way, like the ones that talk all sassy and stuff. Like, they're doing that on purpose. Like, that's not how they talked when they were like 15 and stuff. Like, they just decided at some point, like, I'm gonna talk like a black woman now. Oh, that's a great answer. That's really funny.
And that the WNBA should lower the baskets so they could dunk, and like more people would watch it.
Yeah, I think we've had one other comic mention that as well.
Yeah,
I think it was Adam Maldonado. Yeah. I think he had a similar opinion.
That sounds like him.
I think Adam said that women and they should let white dudes play in the WNBA. Right?
Maybe that was it. Yeah.
That's actually just like factual. That's just like bad now, because like the number 1 draft pick this year is going to be a white guy, and like 2 of the best players are like the white basketball players coming back. Like,
oh, I see. I had no idea.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, in the world of sports.
Oh, really? Yeah, his name's Cooper Flagg. Oh, yeah, he's legit.
Such a Caucasian name.
Yes, it is a very Caucasian name, but he can dunk and shit. He's nasty.
All right, what is a conspiracy theory that you low key believe?
What's his name? Fucking Stevie Wonder can see.
Oh, okay. You saw him catch that microphone one time, and you were like, "Yep."
Yeah. He caught the microphone. He like has like multiple times where he's like sat courtside at NBA games and stuff, and I'm just like, why? Like, what do you? I mean, you could be in the fucking rafters. Like, it's no different to you. Like,
you can smell him if he's closer.
That's like a safe one, you know. That's a safe conspiracy to believe, not like harmful to anybody or anything, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
all right. Well, here's a new question that we've got for you this week. No matter which side of the political aisle that you're on, like I don't care if you're on the left or the right, what would it take? What would a campaign have to promise to get you to vote for the other side?
Like what would you sell? Money.
Yeah, okay, that's it. Just giving you money.
Just money.
How much money would it take to like throw your morals completely out the window?
To throw them completely out the window, probably like $25,000. But just to kind of like talk, like just to like a little like just give you lip service, like probably like $5,000. Like Elon Musk was talking about those $5,000 checks, and I was like, I'm cool. Like, yeah, SpaceX, awesome. Like,
yeah, but
give me the check.
They're gonna send the check out allegedly, and there's no like, you got to vote now, like, or they're gonna ask for it back. Like they should.
Right.
There's no like. If this, then this. They're just like, here's the money. And
yeah,
you like,
but I would sign something too. Like I would sign it too. Like I don't care.
Fair. All right. Cool. Yeah. If I want to get this, all right. You got to enter a contract. I see.
I'm not super like I've voted like in like one of the past like 3 elections probably, and it was like I didn't go to the right like voting precinct place either, and they were like, you're not on the roll here, and I was like, what are you talking about? Like I'm like, everybody should be on the rolls everywhere. And they were like, nah, this isn't your precinct or whatever, and I was like, well, can I still vote here? Like what's the, and they were like, you can have an absentee ballot, and I was like, well, does that get fucking like counted the same? And they were like, the way they were acting, like I don't think the absentee ballots actually get counted. Like they were just like, I mean, I guess you can, like if you want to. And I was just like, well, what the fuck? Like what are you saying? Like, can I vote here or not?
Throw your vote away, go for it. So just some money.
Yeah,
all right.
I'm not,
you can be bought,
super into all that. But yes, I can totally be bought.
Okay, kind of in the same vein, what is a campaign promise you would make if you ran for office?
Definitely like legalizing all like drugs and stuff. Like I'm a big person like of like, I don't think the government needs to police people on that. The gambling stuff too, like places that don't have like legal sports betting or like weird rules about casinos and shit. I'm like, we're adults, you know, like you can do what you want. Like if you want to do heroin under the bridge, like it's no skin off my nose. Like,
here's $5,000. All drugs are legal. Go bananas.
Yeah, just
put $5,000
chaos, right? Like
every elementary school has a casino.
Yeah, it would definitely like just weed some things out, you know, like only the strong would survive the new world of having disposable income and all drugs and gambling being legal.
Yeah. Okay.
Building my utopia with blackjack and hookers, like
that's a classic. What is an absurd political, or have you ever like defended an absurd political opinion just to troll somebody?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's one of my favorite things to do. I love like playing devil's advocate and like riling people up by like pretending that I believe something that I really don't, like until they start getting offended. And I'm like, okay, I don't care what happens to Palestine. Like, okay, calm down.
Oh, that's great.
You're right.
All right. If
free it or whatever.
If you could heckle any politician throughout history, who would it be and why?
There's like a lot of good ones. That I think it would be funny, like recent, like Ted Cruz or like Jeb Bush, just like all the dudes that lost to Trump. I'm just like, how the fuck did you lose to Trump? You've been doing this for like 30 fucking years. Your dad did this. Your grandpa did this. Like, you got fucking destroyed by a clown. Like, Yeah, so Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz. Wow, of all in history,
Yeah,
you could go back to.
Yeah, he went to the national championship game last night, and everybody was like, "No, don't be here! Like you're jinxing our team! Like get out of here!" And then Houston lost. So
that's hilarious.
All right, we're moving on to questions about like dating and your relationships.
Oh, okay.
So
those are fun too.
Right now, are you currently in a relationship with anyone?
No, nope. I'm totally single, ladies. All the lady viewers of this podcast.
We've got several of them. You know, the ladies love us here at Partially Cooked.
Nice.
What is the weirdest or most regrettable message you've ever sent to someone else?
Weirdest or most regrettable? I wish I had like a funny story of like accidentally like texting, you know, like the wrong person, like come over, she's gone or something. Like
yeah.
Accident.
I don't know. I don't have a good one.
Okay, that's fine.
That's
for that. Yeah.
What is the worst gift you've ever given to a significant other?
Oh man. Only drop good gifts.
Probably a lot. Like I've never done like the lingerie gift or anything, but like I'm very bad at gift giving. So like I dated a chick that was just like, she liked Harry Potter, but I don't think that like she liked it as much as like I thought. Like I was just like always like, if I was in a bind, it was just like something Harry Potter related. And I just like, and then there was a point where she was like, I don't really like it like that much. Like I don't need like a whole like shelf of Harry Potter. Like stop giving me Harry Potter stuff.
She mentioned one time she kind of likes Harry Potter,
yeah.
And then that was your go-to from then on.
Yep. It was like 3 or 4 gifts in a row, and she was like, okay, like chill out with the Harry Potter stuff.
That's really funny.
It's like, I was listening. I just, only listened the one time. Like,
yeah. What's the most awkward rejection you've ever faced?
Awkward rejection. I definitely like the first girl that I like hooked up with in high school. Like she was dating some other dude, and I was like definitely very much like puppy dog love of her, like chasing her around and stuff. And she's just like, no, like I'm not leaving my boyfriend. He's cooler than you, and he's like going into the army and stuff. Like, fuck you, leave me alone. So probably that, just like high school shit.
Swoop in, man. He's leaving.
Oh no, I definitely swooped in when he was like gone to the army, but she still just like wouldn't like officially ever like be with me. That's probably like one of the most scumbag things I did. Probably was just like,
oh, you
banging
were
one of the troops' girlfriends while he was gone.
What a piece of shit. Yeah, it's a Jody.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very bad. Like there would definitely be times where he's like got his one phone call or whatever to like call her and stuff, and I'm just like hanging out like watching Sports Center on her couch. Like, are you done like talking to him yet? Like, what time is it in Iraq? Like, just Jesus, get off the phone. Don't you have like mines to go place or something?
Oh my God,
why
Colton.
is he there?
Yeah.
What is he doing there?
Oh man,
get him out.
Yeah,
he's playing Madden.
I was
he
definitely
brought his 360 over.
Scummy in my younger days.
Hey, we've all done some scummy things. It's part of life. You got to grow up. What is the biggest red flag you've ever ignored in a relationship? Or
I dated a stripper for a little bit, and when I lived in Los Angeles, so just like all the red flags on that. I also like, I was listening to one of y'all's episodes earlier, and it was another like very stripper heavy focused episode, but that guy was doing it all wrong. Like,
that was JJ Molinaro.
Yeah, JJ. Yeah, he was doing it all wrong. I was like, dude, no, like this is not. You're doing none of the things you're supposed to do with a stripper. Like,
what are the things you're supposed to do with the stripper?
not go to the club.
Not pay for like her mom and like kids to go eat at like Red Lobster. Like that's for sure.
That's for damn.
I'm sorry, JJ. I don't really know you like that. To say that.
No, that's okay. You could say that. JJ, fuck you. Stop paying for strippers' parents to go to Red Lobster. As your friend, stop.
It was a mistake.
Yeah, he knows. He knows.
It's an opportunity to go to Red Lobster.
All right, so we're gonna move on to some questions about your family. What is the most embarrassing thing your parents have ever caught you doing?
Have ever caught me doing? Not my parents, but like my friend's grandma on like a summer vacation. I like went with them to like Myrtle Beach, and we were like in a beach house, and she like walked in on me jerking off in the bathroom. That was like super awkward the whole rest of that weekend.
That would
just
be awkward.
Knowing.
Did she say anything?
And like neither of us neither of us like said anything. Like she just opened the door and I was like, and then she was just like, like shut the door, and then just like we didn't speak to each other like the whole rest of the week. Like just like couldn't even like look at her or anything.
God damn, man. Oh,
just right before.
So that's like better, I guess, than my parents.
Yeah, that could be better because you could be like right before the trip's over. You could be like, I was thinking of you.
Yeah, just roll the dice, see what happens.
On the
plane. Yeah, she like just like walks behind me and she's like, "Oh, you're so tense." No.
Gosh, I relieved a lot of stress earlier. I mean, I assume you finished like a champion.
Yeah. Did you like continue or were you done? Could you?
No. I think I like awkwardly like went. There were like two like doors. I think I like awkwardly went out like the other one and just like ran out of the beach house. It was like, dude, we need to go like do something, like
sprint into the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn. What do you think the silliest thing is that you've inherited from your parents?
Silliest.
Could be a physical trait, could be a behavioral trait. Just like, what do you think is the weirdest thing you've gotten from your family?
Yeah. With your hair, I would assume your dad is Jim Gaffigan.
I don't know where like my hair comes from. I used to be like very gingery, and now like as I'm getting older, like it's like turning blonde and shit. So
nice.
I don't know. Wait, what was the question again?
The question is,
silliest. I don't know, like my dad's really cheap, like very like frugal and stuff, and so that's like definitely a trait that I like picked up from him, of just like not wanting to pay for things, or like trying to find cheap alternatives on like whatever.
Okay, that's a good
except for weed
and gambling.
I'll spend,
and gambling, yeah.
Well, not anymore.
All right, now you're a discount gambler. Nice.
Yeah, I'm a responsible gambler now.
Nice.
What's the biggest?
I read the pamphlets.
Oh yeah, got to read those pamphlets. What's the biggest secret you've ever kept from your parents?
Probably. Well, like I stopped going to like college. Basically, I was doing, the thing where you sell weed to your friends and stuff and think that you're going to like turn into like, like a blow empire type thing.
Yeah.
So I wasn't going to college anymore. I'd like dropped out at U of M, basically, like not officially, but like I just wasn't going to class or anything, but I was still like pretending like I'd get up every morning, like put my backpack on, like go like drive to like campus and just like hang out for a little bit, and then like come back to and be like, oh yeah, class and stuff, yeah, we learned things today. and then eventually they're like, we got a letter, that like says you hadn't gone to, like you're like you're done, like you're like kicked out of your classes and shit. And I was like, oh yeah, I haven't been going. About that.
I had a few friends that did that too.
Yeah.
Especially the weed thing. Did you get really into art too? Like, were you painting? No,
I just played a lot of like fighting video games, like a whole bunch of like Street Fighter and shit.
Nice.
All right, Colton, this is our last family question that we have for you. What relative do you avoid the most and why?
My dad. Yeah, no, we've had like a falling out like a while back, and yeah, I try to avoid that as much as possible, which is easy. Like they live in Mississippi, so I just don't go there ever.
You just don't go to Mississippi anymore?
No, I'm just not not anywhere in Mississippi. Like I would go to other places, but yeah, I don't go like, I don't do like that side of the family, like Thanksgiving and Christmas and stuff. I just like do my mom's stuff. Like,
gotcha. What happened with your dad? Like, what was the situation?
Just like lots of just terrible stuff, like in the custody battle. Like my parents had like 2 ugly custody battles over like me and my sister.
I understand.
So just
that,
lots
man.
of just lots of just like underhanded, terrible things that you don't realize like until you get older, like what exactly was going on.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, man,
and
that sucks.
Mississippi too, just all that kind of shit.
Yeah. Also, I'd have to go to Mississippi. Right. Like, fuck that.
But that's like your proof that.
Yeah, it's like that whole side of the family too is just like all like, you know, very against like drugs or drinking of any kind. Like they don't believe, you know, like you can't just have like a couple of beers at lunch and like not be an alcoholic and stuff. Like they're just very like extremely like religious, like Church of Christ people and stuff. And that's just it's not my vibe.
It's not fun. But you're proof that like kids do remember. Like kids, once they learn and remember and figure out the truth, they're gonna like it will come back to bite you. Like,
yeah, definitely.
That's very cool.
All right, well, this is our last category, and these are all what I've categorized as personal questions.
Okay.
So first of all, what are you the biggest fan of?
I'm a big baseball guy, just like sports in general, but I love baseball. I played baseball in high school and college.
Okay, are the Dodgers your team?
Yeah, big Dodgers fan. Always kind of liked them, like even when I was younger, but then when I moved out to LA, like I went to a bunch of games and stuff, so that kind of like adopted them from that point forward.
Fuck yeah. Dude, I bet that's one thing. When I was out in LA, I never went to a Dodgers game, and I wish I did.
Oh man, yeah, it's fun. Very, very historic, baseball stadium and stuff. Lots of baseball history there.
Yeah. What?
They're not at that stadium anymore, though, right? Didn't they?
No, they are.
Okay.
It's still the same stadium they've been at for.
I guess I'm thinking of another team.
A long time. Yankee Stadium. They built a new Yankee Stadium, but like Red Sox, Cubs, Dodgers, they're still all in there, like historic old
yeah,
parks.
It was the A's.
The A's switched up.
Yeah.
They moved to. They're in like Sacramento right now before they go to Vegas.
Oh wow. Okay.
Inside baseball talk.
Yeah. What would you say your guilty pleasure is? Like something that may not be good for you, but you still enjoy it anyway.
Door dashing McDonald's. Like I'm just.
Yep.
Man.
If I'm like drunk or like really high late at night, like it's probably gonna happen. Like
yeah.
There's one time I got like extra hammered. Like I didn't kind of like realize how drunk I was, but I like ordered the McDonald's, but then I guess I like passed out or fell asleep because I like totally forgot. And then the next morning, like I'm leaving to go to work and there's just like a bag of McDonald's like just sitting on my doorstep. And I was like, oh shit. Fuck, I ordered McDonald's last night.
Oh man. That's like $30 down the drain.
Yeah, easily.
Oh yeah. I ate it still.
It's got preservatives in it. It'll be all right.
Double guilty.
Oh yeah, it's McDonald's. Like it was fine.
Yeah,
it was still fine.
It's good for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
You just throw it in the microwave. It's good. That just like kills all the bacteria and stuff. It's all good.
What do you think the pettiest thing you've ever done to get revenge on somebody is?
I was just talking to somebody about this the other day. like when Spider-Man 3 came out, I was like a senior in high school, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't go see it the opening weekend. And like I was a big Spider-Man guy, big Tobey Maguire guy. And like I remember going to school that Monday and being like, if anybody saw Spider-Man 3, like don't spoil it, don't ruin it for me. And this one girl, she just like kept hinting at things, like not really like saying anything, but hinting. And I was like, you need to like chill out. And we had our first like 4 periods together. So she was doing, by like 3rd period, I was tired of it. And I was like, I'm warning you, like you're not going to like it if you keep on. And she like said one more other thing, and she was reading Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince at the time. And I just looked at her and I was like, Dumbledore dies. And she just like and like freaked out and stuff and was like, no he doesn't. And I was like, yes he does. And she's like, I didn't even like ruin anything, I didn't even say anything real. And I was like, well, I told you to stop. And it's like and then I like went and saw Spider-Man 3 and it sucked. And I was like, damn, that was like, I escalated things a little bit. Like it wasn't proportionate there. Like I ruined like one of the biggest moments in Harry Potter, like the whole thing. And I was like, you better not tell me that he does a gay dance. Like,
you better not ruin the 8 seconds of Venom that's barely there. Oh man.
So
that was
pretty petty.
It was one of the best things in like literature for kids growing up, and like not the same. That's very good.
Yeah, she was very upset. Like she didn't talk to me for like a month or 2 after that. Like just would not speak to me. I'm just like, I'm sorry. Like I get it. Like like.
Hey, fuck around, find out. Next time you want to see a movie, I bet she don't spoil it.
You did warn her. You could have been like, well, he comes back as Dumbledore the White.
What is your most irrational fear?
Irrational fear? I don't like spiders and stuff. So like the idea that like you swallow spiders and like that just like really horrified. Like I'll like wake up in the middle and like feel like if something like just, and I'm like, is there, like I don't like that.
Okay.
It's just Tobey Maguire in there.
Yeah.
My mom's is that like I always mess with her. She's scared that like a plane is gonna fall on her car. Like, wow. And she'll just always like, anytime like a plane like crashes somewhere, she'll just like send me the article and some be like, see, and I'm like, but it didn't land on a car. Like it still didn't just like.
I was parked.
Just crashed.
Very close. I could have been parked here.
Dude, how crazy would it be if your mom's car got hit by a plane?
Yeah,
dude, it's
that'd be wild.
I kind of feel like she like is manifesting.
Yeah, kind of.
Like, she just like she wants to be right. Like,
she saw Donnie Darko once.
Like, I told you it was gonna happen.
All right, what photo is out on the internet that you wish you could erase, and where can we find it?
I don't know. I've probably got like some bad pictures on like my Facebook of like when I was playing baseball and stuff. I got caught in like some weird like action shots sometimes where like my hand, like I'm just like standing like looking at something with like my hand like this and shit. Like I don't know why I like defaulted into like this posture like sometimes in the dugout, but there's like pictures of me doing that. So
nice.
I thought you were gonna say that chick from high school and her husband's wedding photos. Like, let's go. Those are the pictures I have.
Yeah.
That's a stupid joke.
What's the most absurd thing you've ever done to avoid paying for something?
I'm a big like, oh, I forgot my wallet guy. Like I'll pull that move sometimes. I would pull that on my uncle like all the time. I'd be like, let's go to Sonic, and then like we'd like go and like order and everything, and he'd be like, all right, give me some money, and I'd be like, I don't have any money. Like, well, I didn't say I had money. I just said I wanted to go to Sonic.
On your uncle.
Like, yeah, on your uncle. That's one thing.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, I don't really do it to like friends or anymore. I won't do it to anybody anymore.
Now that the gambling's under control.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta get through sometimes.
Our final question, wrapping up these personal questions, is what is a movie that you love that most people hate?
I like Matrix Revolutions and like Matrix Reloaded. Wow. Like I'm a big like full Matrix trilogy guy. Like I'll admit that they're not as good as like the first one, but I find like little pieces in each one of those that I like and think are cool enough that they're like still decent movies,
Okay.
My God,
but lots of people really hated those.
Yeah, those movies get ripped apart.
Oh yeah. The first one is so good though. The first one is solid from beginning to end. Delightful.
Oh yeah, it's great. Hold up one sec. I told Seth I was going to step out on my balcony at one point. In one sec here.
I've got to see. I mean, hopefully, you have a jacket on. It looks cold out there.
Yeah, you got the snow going.
Yeah, it's very okay. See, yeah, now we're.
Oh, you're in.
Now we're
Japan? Good. Oh wow! Are you hanging over it? Don't jump, dude.
Yeah, no. I'm just. It's a very outward like plateau kind of patio.
Wow, it's crazy. Like no one's moving either.
They're all focused watching the Partially Cooked podcast.
They're all watching.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can see this is like projected on like a big screen here in Tokyo or wherever I am.
Colton, what's your social medias? So any of our audience that wants to follow you and check you out, they can find you.
I'm on. I'm just mainly, as far as comedy goes, on Instagram at Colt Median, COLTMEDIAN. Like comedian, but Colton Colt Median.
Clever.
Nice.
So I got stuff on Instagram. I have a Twitter, but I don't like post funny stuff on there. I just like argue with people about baseball and shit and like football.
Okay.
No jokes.
And do you have any shows coming up that you'd like us to hype up before we get out of here?
Yeah, I'm gonna be at the Good Vibes Comedy Festival. I'm hosting a riff show. We call it Crowdcraft Comedy. Fully improvised. All the comics just go up and take suggestions from the audience. So that's gonna be Sunday, 4/20. So you can get really high and like come to the High Tone in Memphis for the Good Vibes Festival, and it's gonna be at 6:15
on Easter Sunday.
On Sunday. Yep, Easter Sunday, riffing about unholy things.
Fuck yeah. Well, thank you so much for Colton. Everybody, make sure you check out his socials. Yeah. If you're in Memphis on Easter, check out that show at High Tone, and make sure you come out to the Joint on May 1st. Colton will be our first competitor, and stay tuned because all month we're going to be doing episodes with the people that Colton will be competing against. And thank y'all so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Colton. It's good to see you. Be careful on your way back out of the balcony.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. I'll try not to fall. It'd be like a other guy's situation.
We'll see you May 1st, man. If you need anything, holler at us, man.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it. It was fun. Take it easy.
Peace.
Later.
Running a business is hard in many ways, especially when it comes to tech. Not only do you have to maintain your business, but you've also got to maintain a network for you and your clients, keeping yourselves and your customers connected to the world. And who knows who can hack into your information, accessing sensitive files? And what do these wires even do? You don't have to do this alone. Call the experts at Professional Computer Services Incorporated. They've got master technicians that can help you navigate the wild world of networking. They can set up security against cyber attacks. And they'll be there to tell you that it's actually not a networking issue. We're being attacked by a foreign entity, and it's the end of the world. Time to bug out. IT doesn't have to be scary. Call Professional Computer Services Incorporated.
Does your office feel like you're working out of a shoebox? Does your workspace feel as cramped as a sardine can? Are you juggling work and clutter literally, you don't have to take drastic measures. With Nabholz Properties, space is no longer an issue. Check out this beautiful office space they have available right now in the Argenta Arts District in downtown North Little Rock. Imagine hosting meetings in a room that inspires. Now imagine enjoying the view while closing your next big deal. At Nabholz Properties, success has room to stretch out. Visit nabprop.com today.